They've already been briefed, so we're ready to go.
All right, sounds good.
So, Coach, if you would, go ahead and give us a little brief recap of your thoughts of the game.
Well, congratulations to Kirby Smart and University of Georgia on being the SEC champs. They were the better football team today. Proud of my team. Proud of the fight that they gave today. We were just a little short. Some key plays, obviously, in the game were, pivotal. Obviously, the special teams play early. Inability to get off the field on third down, fourth down, a couple of opportunities that we had to, convert. So in its totality, I mean, you're talking about 5 or 6 plays where, look, coulda, woulda, shoulda, right? The best team won today. But I love the way our guys competed. They fought. And that's who they are. That's the identity of this team all year. And unfortunately, we were not clean enough in some of those areas against the #1 team in the country. And when you're playing the best team in the country for an SEC championship, those things are going to come back and affect the outcome. But as I told them in the locker room, we've got a great foundation. It's a young football team that will take this lesson and build off of it. And I'm so excited to have the opportunity to coach them.
Questions for Coach Kelly or the players at this time? And if you would, please identify yourself and your affiliation. If you'll raise your hand, we'll get a microphone to you.
Jacques Doucet, WAP-TV in Baton Rouge. Coach, on the blocked field goal early, do you feel like your guys weren't coached on that? They got confused? What do you think happened on?
Obviously, we did a poor job coaching. It's our responsibility to have our guys alert in that situation. They were not alert, and that falls on coaching, and that falls on my shoulders, and I take full responsibility for that.
Questions right here?
Thanks. Michael Cobble, WBRZ TV in Baton Rouge. Just for the 2 players, Mekhi, you could start. Just the fight that you guys showed in this game, obviously getting down early, the situation with the quarterback going out, Garrett stepping in, just the ability to fight through that, to kind of show who you guys have been for most of this season. What are you going to take away from this game, despite it not going the way you wanted it to?
I would say I'm just glad the team fought. That's what we've done all year. We've had multiple comebacks and just different things. I'm proud of the team. I'm happy to go to war with these guys any day. And I would say we just fell back on our traits, who we were. And we're a team that fight.
I would say, it doesn't, how we looked at it, didn't matter what quarterback came in, it was just plays to be made on the field. And I feel like Garrett gave us, opportunities to make plays down the field, and we did it in the second half. So I was very, proud of the offense that we didn't give up. We just, kept striving and just kept putting plays together.
Questions? Raise your hand. Right over there.
Wilson Alexander from The Advocate. Brian, over here. Jaden, was he limited coming into the game, or did something happen within the game that made his ankle injury seem to maybe get more aggravated and end up having to take him out at halftime?
No, I thought he started off really well. I mean, he was throwing the ball accurate, the early drive, obviously. He looked good, poised in the pocket. And then it was second quarter when he stepped up in the pocket, he got rolled up on. And just it was a re-injured the ankle that had been injured. But no, I think he felt good, looked good. Our assessment was that he was moving the team in the manner that we wanted him to. And it was just a matter of getting rolled up again.
Questions? How about back there?
Yeah, Matthew Bruni with On 3. Mekhi, just what was it like going against that Georgia offensive line in that run game, and just how they kind of attacked y'all?
I mean, it's a challenge every single week, playing in the SEC, going against good old lines, and just, we've played a great running back almost every week. So, it was just another bump in the road for us, just, the same preparation throughout the week, just, we got to fall back on our traits and do what we do, and, everything will fall in line.
Back in the front.
Coach, you're an analytical guy. You studied those analytics. Were you surprised they went for 2 to make it 50 in the fourth?
Not really. You know, I don't get too caught up in what other teams are doing. It's not my job, you know, to really, it's my job to stop them, not to figure out whether they should go for 2 or not. So, no, I really didn't give it much thought.
Right there.
Brian, you talked about not playing clean today, but was this also kind of an illustration of how far this team needs to evolve and kind of go? Do you see them being at a different level where you guys need to be?
Not really. I mean, look, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say woulda, coulda, shoulda, like I said in my opening comments. But if we just do a little bit better job on a field goal situation, you know, take 7 off the board, it's 43 points, and you know, maybe we convert that, it's 37. You know, you got a 1-score game. You know what I mean? And so now you got a 1-score game going into the fourth quarter. We get stopped on 4th and inches. That's a pretty close game. So the divide is not huge, but we got work to do, as I told our guys. You know, and it's 24/7. It's not just on the field. It's how we do things away from the building. It's every day in the classroom, in the community, all the little things that are going to allow us to be more aware and to be better communicators and have an attention to detail in all those areas. We got to continue to develop our football team, but this foundation is really strong, and we'll be able to continue to build on it. But I don't believe that the gap is something that we can't continue to close and get back here again next year. That'll be our goal, to get back here and to win it.
More questions?
Yep, Malik, you kind of mentioned it, but the pass game with both quarterbacks was working. What specifically were y'all doing well in this game that allowed y'all to get open?
You know, it was just, you know, our guys just playing, you know, being better than other people, you know, just pushing the ball down the field, creating matchups with speed guys, with other guys in the cornerback position. But, you know, I feel like Garrett just gave us, you know, opportunities down the field, you know, just trusting us to make plays. And, you know, we came out and made those plays.
Right there.
Yeah, Brian, just about Garrett's play today, some good and some bad.
Yeah, I mean, he did some really good things. He's called upon to come in and be aggressive, which he was. And, you know, for a guy that's coming in off, you know, not playing a lot of football, really pleased. And look, there's a learning experience out there. There's some throws that, you know, obviously that he'd like to have back. But, look, he's got a quarterback mentality that he wants to be aggressive. As Malik said, you know, he's pushing the ball down the field and giving these guys a chance to make some plays down the field, and they did. Sometimes they're plays where they're 50-50 balls, but, you know, he gives them a chance to make some plays, and he did a nice job with that.
Questions? Right there.
Yeah, hey, Coach. Glenn West, Go247. Just the next couple weeks, I know obviously you guys are focused on recruiting, but just internally with this team, what are the goals that you guys have, I guess, over the next couple weeks to, you know, before the
Well, they got
bowl game?
exams. They got to take care of their academics. So first and foremost, academics. We'll give them a chance to rest up a little bit, get them in the training room, some weight training. We have our end of the year banquet where we're going to celebrate our seniors on Sunday and thank them for what they've contributed to an SEC West championship. And we'll do exit, you know, meetings with our players, you know, what they've done, you know, well, you know, what we can do better as we look towards, you know, another game as well. We'll practice next week. You know, again, there are other things that are as important as recruiting, and that is your team. And, you know, we're not going to rush off and forget about, our players and the development of our players at this very crucial time as well.
Just a few more questions back there.
For either Mekhi or Malik, Jaden playing through that in the second quarter, particularly maybe the last drive when he came in, he was clearly very limited to lead you all to a field goal. What did that tell you about him?
I feel like that tells me that he's passionate about playing the game of football for this team. He's a fighter. He came in here, with a bump on his ankle, but he just never backed down through practice or anything. He just kept fighting. To say that he fought through 3 quarters of play against the number 1 team, on a bump ankle, it shows that he's pretty a strong player.
Here in the front.
Guys, for the 2 players, I'd like both of you to answer it. Not necessarily personally for yourself, but speak for the team. The idea of looking forward towards a bowl game. Clearly, the end of the season didn't finish the way you wanted it to, but you still have 1 game left to prepare for, a chance for a 10-win season. What are your thoughts, I guess, as far as that goes?
I would say we just want to finish off the right way, get back to it, get back to our process, going at it in the weight room, working hard, just practicing, paying attention to the small details, just end the season on a good note and, send the seniors out right.
Like Coach Kelly told us, when we just talk, and out on a winning season, don't end out, a 3-game losing streak. That's all I would say.
Last question right here.
Coach Shea Dixon with On 3. I think before that A&M game, you had won every November game for like 5 seasons straight.
That's correct.
What's the approach here across the next month, the off season, to not let the final 2 games here take anything away from what y'all accomplished?
Well, I don't think there's, anything that can take away from what this team accomplished on the field relative to winning an SEC West Championship. They won that on the field. What I think it does is it brings into light clearly the progress that we've made and the things that we have to continue to work on. So I think I think for everybody, it clearly defines who we want to be and that we're not there yet. And that's okay. That's okay. We're not happy that we're not the SEC champs. That's not what we wanted today. We wanted to win this game. But we know where we're at. And we've clearly talked about what we need to do to be the SEC champs. And that's okay. We need to go to work and get better at the things necessary for us to be better collectively, individually, and as a football program.
All right, Coach and guys, thank you very much. Appreciate your time. Again, I think there's some players that are still available outside of LSU's locker room.